Hello everyone, before I get this video started, I just wanted to clarify on my weekly mutation video, I incorrectly said something about how you gain experience. So there's bonus experience for beating different difficulty levels of a mission for the first time. I said towards the end of my weekly mutation video that you get this massive bonus every single time that you play, but that's not true. You just get the bonus experience one time, and then after that it's just whatever the base experience is after that for the mutation. And then I believe it'll reset every mutation every week for every weekly mutation, and then I'm guessing it's going to stay the same at, brutal difficulty. It'll be 185,000 bonus experience total, but yeah, that first time victory will reset for every single new weekly mutation. That's what I believe Blizzard is gonna do. Alright, so hopping into things, I've got a Brothers in Arms mission on brutal difficulty for you. I'm not going to be posting a normal mode achievement video for this mission because I was able to get all of the achievements while playing on brutal difficulty for this mission. So with that in mind, this mission actually is not that hard as long as you practice a little bit of your micro and produce the correct units. I mean, you can't really produce that many units while playing this mission. I mean, you have the option of Immortals, Stalkers, and Zealots, and that's about it. You could produce an army of probes, and I test you guys to try that. Make a supply cap of 200 probes and see if you can beat this mission. That would be awesome. Maybe I'll have to do that as a bonus video later. But as of right now, I'm just going to get my economy going as normal, and I'm going to move out with these Immortals right away and just try to crush as much as I can. So it's important to, capture this gas. Every time you see those little gas racks, make sure to pick those up. And as soon as you start losing some shields on your Immortals, pull them back right away. So on brutal difficulty, you're going to have, I think there's 2 fire bats there, and then, shoot, I don't even think they're called fire bats. I could be incorrect there, but there's going to be 2 fire bats there, and then 2 marines, and then at this, shoot, let's see what it's called, these research facilities, there's going to be a couple marines there, and then a specter, and then you should be able to finish all those guys off really easily with these first 2 Immortals that you start with. Just have to do a little bit of microing, like I was saying, and you'll be fine. So as long as you keep your probes producing, all you need to do is just build up your resources for a little bit. And then as soon as you have enough minerals, which I should have done right now because I have 700 minerals, which is way too much. I'm not making effective use of my resources. I should go build a nexus. So build a nexus as soon as you can. That way you're going to be able to produce more probes. And then, yeah, get your Vespine geysers taken care of as well. Because you really need that gas coming in if you want to produce an army of Immortals. Now, also, I don't have my Immortals guarding either of the Terran bases yet, because you're not really going to be losing. They're not going to be losing their structures quite yet until the disruption occurs. When the disruption occurs, you've got to have your units in place, because that's when all of those hybrids get sent, and the Terran are completely defenseless. So you don't really need to worry about defending the Terran when there is no disruption, because they produce enough units to pretty much hold off the oncoming forces. Now, I will expand on this further at the end of the video, like I said, but the 3 normal achievements, one of them is to destroy 80 structures, enemy structures, while the disruption is occurring. One of the second ones is to not let because this is why I was speaking of this, not let your Terran allies lose more than 5 structures. And as you'll see in this video, I won't let my Terran allies lose more than 3 structures, and that qualifies for the achievement. And then the last achievement is just to beat this mission. So they're pretty basic normal mode achievements, but like I was saying, if you want to get that destroy 80 structures within disruption periods, you gotta get started right away, because if you don't get started right away, your Terran allies might actually destroy too many structures and you won't have enough left to destroy by yourself. It's unlikely, but I would get on top of things right from the get-go just to ensure that you get those achievements. Now, as you can see what I'm doing right here, I'm microing back my Immortals because they are in trouble, and I'm trying to use my orbital strikes on them instead of letting my Immortals die. So I moved back a little bit, let it charge up, and then once the timer had completed its rotation, then I used those orbital strikes and saved some health on my Immortals. I still lost 2, but I could have lost all of them right there if I didn't do that. Once again, I am failing to create probes. What I should do is just max out the probe, make 5 of them at a time, because I have 900 minerals and I'm not using it on anything. So I don't do this in this mission. I eventually create 8 gateways, but what I would do if I was you guys is just right from the start, create like 5 or 6 gateways, and then create a bunch of pylons at your base so you don't get supply capped. And then whenever you have those extra minerals and you don't have enough Vespene gas to produce more Immortals, just pop out a ton of Zealots just to, you know, soak up some of the supply space and just have something else to soak up damage for your units. And that should work out pretty well. Speaking on those Immortal strikes, always try to go, you know, right in front, right in the center of the units. And Marines, I think you can kill Marines in 1 hit, honestly. But I know Marauders take 2 hits, and Firebats take 2 hits. Ravens, I think, take 2 or 3 hits. So if you want to really do some good damage, focus 2 strikes on all bio units, and then pretty much all of those will die. Ravens and other mech units, it is good to target those, but if you have bio units, I would generally target those first, just because they'll actually die rather than just get damaged. Now, the hybrids, there's 2 different types of hybrids in this mission. There's the melee hybrids, and then there's the ranged hybrids. I like to focus down the ranged hybrids with my orbital strikes, just because I feel like they're more dangerous. They can attack from further away. They can hide behind your melee units and not take damage, or their melee hybrids, and not take damage while the melee hybrids are doing the damage. So, like I said, focus down those ranged hybrids first, just so they don't stay alive and do more damage to your army than they need to. And I should have created these forges sooner. I'm just now creating 2 forges to get the upgrades, but you should probably create your forge within the first 5 minutes of StarCraft time. And there's only 1-1 upgrades again, but you know, those upgrades are huge, and you'll really know when you have 15 Immortals, that +1 damage added onto each Immortal really stacks up. Now, you have to keep in mind, every disruption period, well, I don't know if it happens every single time, but I'm pretty sure the hybrids rotate which side they attack. So in this case, they started on the top, now they're attacking from the bottom. And you got to be ready to position your units down there. Now, your units don't have to move that far, but if you really want that normal mode achievement of not losing your allied Terran structures, you got to be quick. And I mean, these hybrids, they do a lot of damage. It may not look like it on my units right now, but they will destroy those Terran structures pretty rapidly. I mean, just look how much damage my units are doing to the enemy structures. Those structures are falling pretty fast to these Immortals, and those hybrids do a ton too. So there are 2 waves of hybrid this time around. Now I'm just trying to do a little bit of micro because I wasn't quite prepared for this. I am focusing down the melee hybrids first, just because they were closer to me. Now I'm going to focus down those ranged hybrids and hopefully take care of them pretty quick here. And I'm going to use every single second of this disruption to keep destroying those Terran structures, because I really want this achievement. I want to make sure that I get it.
It's one hell of a headache. Thanks for the help, Artanis.
Poor Rainer got a headache from that disruption. I bet that would hurt really bad. Typical mistake I make. Supply blocked again. 14. See, this is what you guys need to avoid. 1,500 minerals and 1,500 gas, and I'm not using it on pretty much anything. All I'm doing is creating some shield batteries right now, but that's not really soaking up all that extra resources that I have stacked on top of everything. Well, I do have upgrades going. That's something. I should just select my armor upgrade to start going right now because, I need to use my minerals. So, if I'm not making this point clear to you guys, really use all of your resources all of the time. Now, if you're playing multiplayer, there's some, always supply blocking myself, I'm typing in right now. Like in multiplayer, there can be good times to save your resources and do a timing attack and like completely switch the composition of your army. But in campaign mode, it's pretty much most beneficial to you to use all of your resources so you're actually, creating the biggest army as you can in the shortest amount of time. And right now I only have, under 120 supply of armies, whereas I probably could be close to 200 right now if I was, paying attention better and not just lollygagging. Gotta start moving faster. What I'm doing right now is I'm placing some pylons in the lower base, the lower Terran base, and the upper Terran base. Instead of warping in pylons, I want to save the solarite or energy for my orbital strikes. I still think the orbital strikes are much more beneficial than warp-in pylons. Eventually, in this match or this video, I'm going to show you that I warp in pylon, but it was kind of waste because I transport a probe over there anyways, and then the probe I had my probe start making the pylons, so it was a waste of energy in a way, but it worked out. Now, if you guys don't feel that you need your orbital strikes, feel free to warp in pylons, but back to what I was originally saying. You're going to want those pylons in the north and the south Terran bases just in case they start getting overwhelmed. And then you can spawn in, like 8 stalkers if you have enough gateways to do that all at once. And then they're instantly in position to defend the base and you don't have to worry about anything. As you can see, I'm really trying to make some advances here. There is a disruption again, and I'm going to have to face some of these immortals. But now I've got a pretty hefty force, and these immortals are just tanking everything. I think I've only lost 1 unit so far. The micro helps for sure, but just having heavy units like this makes it so hard to actually lose your army. So I'm trying to destroy this, but there's another research facility to my south, and I'm going to start heading for that in a second here, I'm pretty sure. You want to make sure to get your bonus objectives because then you'll get more solarite that way. And if you have more solarite, that means that if you have more solarite, that means that you're going to be able to upgrade more things for your army later. Like when you're on the Spear of Adun. When you're on the Spear of Adun, then there's that upgrade area. I think I showed it at the beginning of this mission, or the beginning of this video. There's an upgrade area where you can select to, build pylons faster, you can upgrade your units, all sorts of stuff like that. So get those bonus objectives so you can get that solarite. It's pretty important.
Establish a fortification line here.
Alright, got another research facility, only have 1 more. Other research facilities in the north, and I'm going to try head straight there.
Died. Just a few medevacs left. I'll send them to support the Emperor's forces.
Now, you have to be a little bit careful still, because what I'm going to do here is move up, and I forget that there are actually units in place still, and they're not disrupted anymore. Now, if your force is big enough, I would advise you guys to, not advise, but I would say go for it and just go attack your enemy. But if you're not feeling very confident in your force size, go ahead and just wait for each disruption period. I don't know if there is a limit on how many disruptions you can sit through, or if the mission will just keep going until your team is dead or their team is dead. As in, your team being the other two Terran bases. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if you just wait from one disruption period to the next, you should be fine. So you can be very patient on this mission if you feel like it. As you can see, what I just kind of ran into, I started trailing units off to the middle. The train of units that are being produced from the enemy start following my units into the middle, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted them to keep going for the South Terran base, but as I attacked more and more of these units, I just kept baiting them into my army. So my Zealot accidentally got moved out of place, and then now all of these Fire Bats and Marines are starting to come for my Immortals again. So if you're going to be preserving your units in the middle here like I am, try not to have any stragglers, because the stragglers would draw the enemy towards your army. And you know, your Terran allies don't really have a limit to how much they can produce, unless their actual barracks and war factory get destroyed. So let them take the brunt force until you have the disruption. Ha! Alright, clearing stuff out. I really want to start going for that next research facility here. Oh, as you can see, I've got 8 gateways now. I've all got them hotkeyed to the number 3 hotkey. Another interesting hotkey that someone pointed out to me that I really didn't realize until they said it is that the F2 hotkey actually lets you select all of your units on your map at one time that are units that will attack the enemies. So like if you have SCVs or probes, I mean, they can attack the enemy, but they won't get selected into as being part of your army, because they are there just for, you know, collecting resources and building structures. They're not warriors, and they'll die really easily. Right now, what do I think I should be doing? I should have more stalkers, I think. I think that the air units, especially towards the beginning of this, the air units were a little overwhelming for me, but I kind of figured out that, or I kind of incorporated some more stalkers into it and started using Blink a little bit more to micro my stalkers away, and it worked out fine. But I just have my units walking straight through the Terran base. No big deal or anything, they're just disrupted. But alright, clearing up that, clear up the last Spectre, and now I'm going to go get the last research facility. Okay, so we've got a Banshee, a Bunker, got a couple Reapers, and a Viking. And then that should be it. Alright, so I'm going to make sure to gather the minerals and the gas, destroy that statue, and then I'm going to head out and go get that final... I'm going to go ahead and try to get the final objective and finish this mission off.
Science vessels are on their way to the front line.
Emperor Valerian.
Like I was saying, it's probably a good idea not to actually attack when there's no disruption. But, you know, I'm just going to kind of go for it since I have a huge army, and I'm going to destroy the rest of the structures on this map. Alright, lots of Fire Bats and Marines. No problem, I have Immortals. Okay, quick look back at everything. So what I did this mission, I got my upgrades. I got 111, so that's attack upgrade, shield upgrade, and armor upgrade. I started creating Immortals right from the get-go, and I expanded right at the start. Gotta expand right away. And then create lots and lots of gateways, as many as you can. I have 6,000 minerals right now and 3,000 gas. I could have created at least 10 or 15 more gateways, and then turned them into warp gates, of course, and warp in units. So it's a huge advantage to have warp gates. It really is. Make sure to use as many or build as many warp gates as you can, gateways, and then transform them into warp gates. And then, so I built up my Immortals, I built up my Stalkers, and then once you have a strong army, go for those bonus objectives first. don't wait till the end because you might forget about them, and you know, once you forget, it's hard to go back sometimes. But, well, I don't know. This mission was actually pretty darn easy. It was a little difficult for the first couple times I was actually playing it a long time ago, but I came back to this and played it on brutal difficulty with no problems. You just have to mass up 2 different units, and then that's pretty much it. Move with your Terran allies and you'll be fine. So, oh yep, here's something. If you see a unit attached by, or being zoned in by a seeker missile, make sure to micro that unit away right away, because seeker missiles do area damage. They're nasty. Alright, I'm just going to kind of destroy some structures as I go. Now I got some more hybrids coming straight at me. Effective micro stalkers, you want to hold them behind your immortals while you're playing this. Stalkers are pretty darn weak. Immortals have a ton of shield and a ton of armor, so they can really take a punch straight to the face. Stalkers, on the other hand, you can kind of push them around. They're the weak guys, not the big bulky guys around here. So immortals, put them at the front line. They hit hard, have a lot of health, they can get hit hard. And I would there's a bigger type of hybrid there. I guess I didn't mention that right from the beginning. So you have your long-range hybrids, and then you have your melee hybrids. Now, there's a different version of the long-range hybrid. It can use psionic storms, and I think I showed that in my the weekly mutation video, actually. Yep, right there. There's a psionic storm. You gotta really avoid those psionic storms. If that gets on the top of the middle of your army, try to split it. I'm not really doing that right here, just because I'm kind of attacking, microing. So as I progress, I'm walking straight towards that hybrid until I can kill it. So yeah, attack, move, attack, move, attack, move, and that should work fine. If your micro is better than mine, split your armies, and then that'll be a better way to avoid those psionic storms. But there you have it. I was able to do it. Here, I'm just going to pause this just to zoom in. Here, let's pause this right here. Alright, so as you can see, bonus objective reward, 15 Solarites, and there is 15 possible. You acquire a new immortal for this mission, and then I killed 407 enemies. I lost 63, and then stunned enemies destroyed. You only needed 80 to get that achievement. I got 183 destroyed. So I guess you don't have to start as early as I did, but just to be safe, start from the get-go just to make sure you don't forget about getting those buildings. It'll make it easier. And then right below that, ally structures lost. I only lost 3, and then you can only lose 5, so 3 is less than 5, and I made that. And hybrid disruption sustained 5. Oh yeah, so I'm guessing this mission will just keep going on forever until you run out of resources and you can't keep it. Yeah, that's something that'll end this mission. Once you run out of resources and can't replenish your army, then the mission will eventually get over. But yeah, you guys should be able to finish this in about 4, 5, maybe 6 disruptions comfortably. Shouldn't be too hard. And then we'll pause this. Alright, so the first achievement is Brothers in Arms. Complete the Brothers in Arms mission in the Legacy of the Void campaign. So you don't even need to do it on any difficulty specifically. It's just really easy. And then just to prove what I was saying a second ago. Alright, mental breakdown. Destroy 80 or more enemies affected by the disruption in the Brothers in Arms mission. Alright. 80 or more enemies. So, really, cakewalk achievement. It's just super easy. I played this mission on normal difficulty previously, and I didn't get that though. So, if you're paying attention, it's really easy. If you forget about it, you're probably not going to get it because you're going to maybe be camping kind of like I did. And then the last one, just to make sure, the last achievement is for the Alliance. Do not let your allies lose more than 5 base structures in the Brothers in Arms on normal difficulty. Alright, and then once again, I only lost 3 structures. And I'm guessing those 3 structures I lost was from the very beginning when I wasn't defending my the top Terran base that was there. And I think a couple bunkers and turrets got destroyed. But as you guys can see, that mission was actually pretty darn easy. You just make a huge ball of Protoss units, just kind of like in multiplayer. If there's a big ball of Protoss units, it's pretty hard to beat that unless you're you know, master level player and you have really good micro skills. Lots of Protoss units generally destroy the enemy. So this was a pretty good mission to play through, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and leave a comment if you got any suggestions or improvements. Thanks for watching, guys.